All right, here we go. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jason Flame, and welcome to the Master Motivation Show, a special edition of the Master Motivation Show. I have two amazing guests that I'm excited to share with you today, and I'm just going to read a quick little bio that we posted earlier today. But this is Daniela and Emilio Ramon. They're international best-selling authors and speakers. They're passionate about helping entrepreneurs write their books to leverage their brand. The CoAuthor Network LLC is a New Jersey veteran-owned business. The power couple has a mission to share your story on their popular bi-weekly live show, which airs on multiple platforms on Roku, Android TV, Amazon Fire, YouTube, Facebook, and others. Currently over 10,000 monthly viewership and projected to double in 2022. The CoAuthor Network show highlights authors and world influencers. Sorry. Good morning, guys. Good afternoon to you in New Jersey. So happy to have you guys today.
Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Jason. Thank you for having us, man. This is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And some of you that follow my podcast and been watching my page know that Daniela and Emilio allowed me to be on their show and interviewed me a little bit in the last time. So you guys are, by the way, my first couple that I've ever interviewed. First couple. Everybody else I've done individually, but you guys got to do this together, and I think it's awesome. So can you real quick just kind of talk to me a little bit about and talk to the audience about the CoAuthor Network and tell us what that's all about and how that got started?
Yeah, Daniela.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you, Jason, for having us on here. We're so grateful to be here. So thank you for that. So along with my husband, Emilio, we have the CoAuthor Network, and basically we help people share their story with the world. And specifically, it seems to be more entrepreneurs, and we do teach them how to, use your book as a business card to level your brand and what you're doing.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think that we talked about that, and I know you've got some friends of ours. We made this connection, as we mentioned on your show, through the Connected Leaders Academy with Jose Escobar, who's to me, like, with the entrepreneur bookshelf and all the stuff that he's got going on, he's huge on using books in general. So this is all, like you said, Emilio, just bring it all together. So Emilio, tell us a little bit about yourself and how how you're working this business right now.
Yeah, amen. So again, thanks. So this is awesome, and always love to share our stories. And the truth is that we all have a story, right? So we all have a story, and if you're not telling it, Jason, someone else will. And have you ever heard of whisper down the lane? Right? When you tell someone something on something, by the time it gets back, it's totally different. So I'll just give you quickly the Reader's Digest of why we do what we do. And we do an experiment when we give these workshops. We'll say, Emilio likes hot dog with lots of relish. By the time it comes back, whether it's 4 or 25 people, Emilio is a vegan. So we love sharing people's stories, mainly entrepreneurs, like Daniela said. And again, it's just amazing the people that we're connecting with, like yourself.
Beautiful. Well, I think viewers would love to know a little bit more about this power couple and, talk about how you guys got together and how you work on doing this stuff together.
Yeah, amen. So what I think, Daniela, she's got the best story. How we meet.
Okay. So, we actually went to high school together.
Okay.
So this is you're going back to the 80s. So we're dating ourselves. So we went to high school together and, graduated 1989, went our separate ways. And, we were in one class together. And little secret, I had a crush on Emilio like all through high school, but he didn't know it. And so fast forward 5 years ago almost. Next month is actually 5 years ago. We reconnected, and it was through Facebook. Go figure. And it was just a mutual post I saw of a friend that we actually went to high school with, and I saw his name comment, and I'm like, just a light bulb when I was like, oh my God, I have not seen that name in literally 28 years. So just, connected, started talking, and got together. And as I say, the rest is history. I told him, I had a crush on you all through high school. And he was like, why didn't you tell me that? We could have had 5 grandbabies by now. And I'm like,
That
Like, okay, that's why I didn't tell you.
well, that's a great story. You know, my wife and I actually we met in our high school years. She was a senior in high school. I had just graduated, and we met through a mutual friend. But we started dating in '93, and we've
Oh,
been together ever since. So, high
oh,
school sweethearts. Yeah. So,
No.
Emilio, tell me a little bit. You're a veteran, right? And you talk about
Right.
this in one of your books as well.
Yeah.
So, tell us about that experience.
Sure. No, thank you for that, Jason. So the Reader's Digest version, right? So I actually entered the United States Marine Corps much later in life. I wanted to. For me, it was always about if it wasn't going to be rough or tough, like I just didn't want to do it. No offense to my other army and all the other branches, but the Marine Corps has always had a place in my heart. And I was going to do it right when I was coming out of high school, and everybody discouraged me from it. Like, I mean, everybody was like, "No, don't go there, don't go there." And it wasn't like I was some straight A student. I mean, I was like bottom of the barrel, man. I was just struggling. And so I figured that was going to be great for me. So I went ahead and went into college, struggled, went into work, struggled. And I was like, man, I've always wanted to go to Marine Corps. So went ahead, did it. I was one of the oldest to go in because I was like 27. Think about it. Who goes in at 27 years old, man?
Hmm.
These guys are coming out. So went in and I found myself. I was out running, out push up. I mean, I was doing it all. I was like, don't. So my whole thing was like, don't let this old man beat you. I kept telling the younger guys. So I've had this physical fitness, prowess, if you will, and so that helped me get through a lot. But I had a little bit of an attitude because I've gone through life, and the military is not a place for you, Jason, or for anyone if you got your own ideas about how things should work.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, just loved it. Went overseas, did a lot of good stuff. So I had some challenges, because of I needed an attitude adjustment. I was like, well, I see what you're doing here in the Marine Corps. Why don't you try this? that didn't go over too well.
Yeah.
Um, but again, one of the best experiences I've ever had. I got to meet myself there. I got to meet my fears, my biggest fears, everything. I was challenged with certain things like heights. I wasn't a height kind of guy. And boy, I got to meet myself there and build some long lasting relationship, learn some things. And yeah, just absolutely encourage anyone who has the opportunity to serve.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your service. And, my wife and I, we have a 17-year-old son. We have a 19-year-old daughter. And my son has talked about the military many times. And we're surrounded in the Krav Maga world. We're surrounded by a lot of people in the military. So I'm always trying to get him to talk with people, to hear their experience, to hear what they gained, because maybe that might spark an interest or maybe change his mind. I don't know. But again, thank you. Thank you for your service. I always appreciate people that serve. So thank you
Thank you.
again. And real quick, want to give a shout out. If you guys you're watching, a couple people drop comments. Good morning to Joy and Andy that are watching. And of course, my wife is watching. She just dropped.
Hi,
Thank you for
Jackie.
dropping off the
good
computer.
morning.
You saved my life.
No.
So they're watching. Guys, if you're watching and you have any questions for Daniela and Emilio, please drop those questions or just say hi. We'd love to know that you're watching out there. Um, we have been going through, well, I finished my 30 day because I did phase 2, but you guys are still in 75 hard.
Yes.
And what day are we on?
I'm
Go
on
ahead,
day
Danny.
38.
Day 38, Emilio?
I have to be honest. I tapped out, so I believe I'm on day 22 or 23.
Hey,
23.
well, listen, it's okay to tap out as long as you get back in the fight, right?
That's it.
So talk a little bit about your challenges, or actually, you know what? Better yet, why? Why 75 hard, Daniela? Why did you choose to do this?
Jose forced me. No, I'm just kidding. No, I was watching Jose for probably a couple weeks, and it just not really realizing what he was doing. I'm just like, oh, okay, he's posting, he's. So then I asked him a question. I reached out to him. I said, Jose, I said, what is this about? And I said, is it just for men? And he's like, oh no. So he explained the rules, everything, and then he's like, you in? And I'm like, whoa, whoa, let me think about it. I'm like, let me see. And so then I'm like, you know what? For the most part, I do most of those things anyway. Like as far as healthy nutrition, I don't drink alcohol. I do work out, but I wasn't doing two 45-minute workouts a day. That's for sure. But then I thought, you know what? I need discipline. I need more discipline. I need to commit to something for my health. Again, I was always, into fitness and eating healthy, but we slack off, we get busy, I have a sweet tooth, I was eating too much sugar, so I'm like, this will be perfect. So I reached out to him, I said, you know what, Jose, I'm in. And then at that time, Emilio can share his own story, but I told Emilio, I said, I'm doing this 75 hard. And he's like, okay, good luck with that, have fun. you know and
Yeah.
that was it. But for me, it was more about the discipline and committing to something. And again, like, I'm seeing the physical changes. I mean, I've lost 10 pounds already since I started in
Yeah.
38 days. But it's not just about that. It's about, like the book says, mental toughness. And
Right.
that's what I really wanted to work on. So yeah, that's it for me.
And what has been your biggest challenge on this 75 hard journey?
The water.
The water, huh?
The water. Let
Yeah.
me tell you, let me be honest with you. The regular bottles of water, 16 ounce, whatever they sell.
Uh-huh.
I was lucky if I get through that like one of those in a day,
Right.
a whole like that. So when I saw a gallon of water, I'm like, oh wow, I really got to step this up. But you know what though? First of all, I needed it because I wasn't drinking enough water.
Right.
And when you have to, follow the rules, then you just do it. But yeah, that's
Yep.
probably been the most challenging.
Well, those of us that have done 75 hard, kind of live by the mantra, go before you go, go before you leave, and go when you get there. You ever heard that before? Like all day
I'm
long
loving
with
it.
this. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Yeah. And but you know what? Like you said, the discipline, right? The discipline steps in when it comes to drinking the water. I mean, if I think does yours have the marks on it, Emilio? Does yours have the like 7 a.m., 9 p.m.? No, maybe not.
No,
Oh no.
But when you come to that discipline to where it's like, okay, I got to have at least one of these by 8 a.m., by 10 a.m., so on and so forth. It really helps you spread it out. I mean, we've all been there. We've been at the 10 o'clock mark and we're like, I still got half my damn water to go and I got to drink all this water. I know I'm not going to sleep because I'm going to have to get up every hour to
Mhm.
get rid of this water. So yeah, the water is a challenge for a lot of people. What about for you, Emilio? Why did you start 75 hard?
yeah, listen, awesome, man. With me, honestly, like when Daniela said, when she said she was doing this, I was like, good luck with that, you know? And then after it marinated for a second, I was like, you know what? I'm always saying that my wife, my beautiful, supportive wife, and I'm not being supportive, I'm being a jerk, right? So I really did it to support her.
Hmm.
Um, but then I realized, like, I really need this. I need it more than her, because of my attitude and my lifestyle, the way I'm always running here and there. I was like, I really need this because my workouts were sporadic. So yeah, I started off, because okay, I'll support you, but I started to realize that I really needed this.
Yeah. And what's your biggest challenge? 75 hard.
Yeah. So with me, the water is not the challenge. All the other stuff is I'm an emotional eater. So this
Mm,
whole keeping a meal thing, I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? And the alcohol, hey, I like the alcohol too, which my wife, that's why she likes it. She's glad that I'm on 75 hard. But for me, honestly, is the food.
yeah. Yeah. Now, did you guys choose a really strict, difficult diet, or did you keep it kind of simple? What did you guys and do you guys do the same diet together?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm the cook, so yeah, we do the same diet together. He's going to
Okay.
eat what I give him. So yeah, but yeah, we are. I didn't choose any, diet like Atkins or this or that. No, I just, like I said, I'm into eating nutrition, nutritional food anyway. I cook. I've been cooking since I'm 7. If you know my history, that's my passion is food and cooking healthy meals. So I just do what I always been doing, but we had to cut out the sugar, obviously, and
Hmm.
some fatty stuff that like I cook a lot of Italian stuff, so that's out with all the cheeses and all that. So just keeping it simple,
Yeah.
salads and grilled chicken and fish and nuts and fruit. That's
Right.
we can you can do it. You just create your own program.
Yep. I have to say that was always a challenge. Mr. Mark Cox is the one that turned me on to 75 hard in the first place, and so I okay, choose a diet, and I'm reading and I'm trying to figure out all these different diets and which diet is best for me. And really, what it came down to for me is cut out the white flour bread,
Mhm.
starch,
Yep.
potatoes, pasta, even rice. Cut out a lot of that, and just stick with the basics, the proteins, the good vegetables. Not really a lot of fruit, because some fruit has a lot of sugar.
Right.
And definitely I have a sweet tooth as well, like jelly bellies and jelly beans around Easter time. Like,
Mhm.
you kidding me? I have some
Mhm.
right now. I'm off 75 hard, so I get to taste a little bit. But that was hard for me because I was too critical. I was going too far to make it too impossible almost, right? And I
Yeah.
just made some major tweaks. Another thing I did was, with my water, I was doing the lemon cayenne, little
Okay.
cleanse, if you will, right? Morning
Yeah.
and night for 30 days. And gosh, that was a game changer. I lost about 10 pounds myself, but it's not about the weight loss, it's about
Right.
the lifestyle, right? And
Right.
Emilio, I know you have a background in fitness, in the fitness industry,
Mhm.
right? So talk
Yeah.
about that a little bit, the fitness lifestyle.
Yeah, amen. So I always tell people, like, why work out, or some of the benefits. And there's a lot of different health benefits, but a key word like dish, DISH, right? We know that exercise, when you activate, when you participate, helps with depression, the moods, right? Also, I for insomnia. So if you're a person who's challenged with sleeping, exercise consistently regulates that. It helps. And then the S, hey, this is not a rated PG 13, right? The S is the sex. It really improves your sex life, right? And so Danielle loves working out. I love working out, and it really does enhance that. And it's nice when a couple can work out together. So that's beautiful. I love that. And then we have the H, the last in dish, and that is your hunger, and that's the big one for me. It regulates your appetite. So
Hmm.
I absolutely, this is just giving you the Reader's Digest version of why people should be participating in a workout routine. And this last part is that I've had the privilege to work with many celebrities, and again, and people from around the world, because of my background in the space of what I'm doing.
Hmm. Yeah, well, talk about that a little bit. You've had the opportunity to train, some great people and work with a lot of people in your career.
Hmm.
What was that like for you? Because as a martial arts instructor, I know how fulfilling it is to help someone reach their goals or reach that next level or accomplish something that they set out for themselves. Talk about some of those experiences with some of your clients.
Yeah, so it was great because I'm here in the East Coast and you're in California, and
Yes,
I
sir.
love California. So when I got stationed in 29 Palms, California, and now here's the experience. I've never been to California prior to getting stationed there. So when they said, "Hey, you're going to 29 Palms, California," I was like, "Whoa, ocean, lakes!" I was like, "Man!" And when they bring you in as a U.S. Marine, it's like zero stupid in the morning. Like all you see is lights, and I'm like, "Wow, I can't wait to see the." It's just desert, right? It's desert.
Yep.
So I get out there, I do my time, and I said, "I'm gonna go train celebrities." I said, "I'm in California. This is where it's gonna happen for me." So I ended up strategizing. So when I got out of service, I did my 4 years, and I went to Palm Springs, Palm Desert, California. I got to meet some great people there, worked in all the high end gyms, and I started to get clientele. Because I knew what I wanted to do. I worked out with one of the key people was Queen North Jordan. You may or may not have heard of her, but Queen North Jordan, she is a humanitarian. Was married to a king. Like she was the king of a country, but she was born in America.
Hmm.
So that was my first working with a high profile individual. And because I worked out with her, can you imagine? When I went back to my gyms, everyone was like, I want to train with the trainer who trained with the queen. I was like, I didn't know how powerful that was. I was like,
Hmm.
oh, okay. Because all of the other trainers had degrees and everything else. All I just had was one bodybuilding competition I did in Japan. But working with that one celebrity opened up a lot of doors for me.
Hmm. Yeah, it just takes that one connection, right? And
Mhm.
here we are. We met through a similar situation. You meet these people that lead you to other people and just really open doors.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. That's really cool to hear. Danielle, you were talking about you've been cooking since you were 7. I heard a little bit of your
Mhm.
interview talking about that.
Hmm.
and you really have a passion for cooking. So how does that all tie in with your 75 hard journey and your diet and how you eat healthy? Because obviously that's a huge part of it, as we said.
Yeah, thank you. So, exactly, like people that know me know is my passion. I come from a traditional Italian family, so I had no choice as a kid to be in the kitchen with my mom and my grandmom, watching and learning how to cook. But it wasn't a chore for me. Like at that young age, I loved it, and it just, as I grew up, I was always cooking. Doesn't matter where I was or what was going on. I was the one that was like, okay, family functions or weddings or this or that. I'd be the one to like, make the stuff for the party or whatever. And then fast forward, I had a restaurant in Philadelphia for 20 years, uh, in University City in University of Penn. So that I was just, doing what I love. And that's still like a small dream of mine to kind of go back to that, but that's a whole different story. You understand the restaurant business. You now have a restaurant. It's
Yes, ma'am.
very difficult. It's a very, challenging business. They say it's one of the hardest businesses to be in, and it is because it's 24/7. But when if you're doing what you love, it's not work, right? So
100%.
now, yeah, we transition that into what we do as far as at home. I always, make sure we eat healthy, and it's very helpful that I was already in this space because when we jump on 75 hard, it's not a big transition, you
Hmm.
know. But also in what we do, which Emilio can expand on a little bit with the lifestyle membership, which is something new. We're incorporating fitness and nutrition, so I would contribute. I'm contributing the nutrition piece to that. So
Well, tell us more, Emilio. Tell us more about the lifestyle membership.
Yeah, awesome. No, thank you. It's just been great because we work with the authors and we help people write their books and all, right? And so we're like, it's like every profession. Like everyone is focusing on hyper focused on their books and all, and they're talking about that they're not getting in shape. And I was like, I stopped working for the gyms, and because my background, my degrees have all been in health and fitness. I got burnt out, just like your flames. I got burnt out, man. I was like with the one on ones, like I don't like doing that. Not because I can't help anyone, but it just I got burnt out. So I figured, we created this thing together, Daniela and I, called a lifestyle membership because we love to travel. We like to eat healthy for the most part. I mean, I like to eat everything, but Daniela keeps me in line. And so we're like, okay, how can I get back and keep my fitness, my passion, without, again, experiencing that same burnout? So we do group personal training, and we created this thing, and it's starting to grab some traction because we just launched it April 1st. And we launched it April 1st because of what happened to me through COVID. I think you may or may not know, but I celebrated April 1st. I celebrated 1 year of, the doctor told my wife that when I had COVID, that on a scale 1 to 7, your husband's a
one to
7 knocking on Jeff's door.
Mm,
yeah, on a
Yeah,
scale of 1 to 10, yeah, he was
one
a
to 10. I'm sorry. Yeah. So
wow.
really,
So
Mhm.
so that changed. So was that kind of the part of the inspiration behind starting a healthy living program to kind of combine with the co-author network?
yeah, amen. Yes, yes. And because there was residuals. I don't know about most people, but I know I experienced residuals of having COVID, being predisposed to asthma. That's what ended me up in the ER because I thought, oh, this is just every year I get a pneumonia. And I just thought, oh, this is what I got. And then the doctor told my wife, yeah, his lungs are black and they're dark on the x-rays. I mean, it was just crazy. And
Wow.
they didn't expect me to kind of get through it.
Wow. Wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty traumatic, right? Whether it's COVID or anything else, just to have that experience of, being very ill to the point where you just don't know what's next. So you got the co-author network going on, you got the lifestyle membership going on. What's it like working together as a team, as a couple? Because, sometimes I see it in the martial arts industry, either the husband and wife are doing it together or it's just a totally separate, like, the one does this and one does that, and they keep they keep that separate. For me, I know what it's like to work with my wife because we started this business together.
Mm.
She helps me with everything, not just with the martial arts school, with the restaurant, with the ice cream, with everything here in our community. So I know from my experience. But what's been your experience working together? Some of the challenges, some of the pitfalls, some of the benefits. What do you think?
You notice we're both smiling, right? I'm thinking there's something wrong with my connection. I can't hear you anymore. Jason, I think I'm out. Go ahead, baby.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? It's like anything else, right? There's different personalities. Emilio has this, as you can see, like very high energy and personality, and I'm more low key and laid back, and I keep things kind of balanced, and yeah, sometimes we'll go at it. We've been very open about that. Where he's just like, oh, I need this right now, and I'm like, oh, take it easy, and not that he doesn't. I'm on it. Believe me, I'm on my game with everything, that needs to be done or whatever. But being a woman and his wife, it's kind of difficult separating the two, like between business and husband and wife, because I feel like he's coming at me, and I'm like, why are you yelling at me? And then this totally goes off into something else. So, but I've learned to, you just have to adjust to each other's personalities, and communication is key. You have to communicate. I've always been taught that you have to communicate. Like yelling and arguing, it doesn't resolve anything. So just have to bring it back down. And like I said, he's very high energy, and his personality is opposite of mine. Not that I'm not enthusiastic or energy, but I'm not, like bouncing off walls. So, so I'm, more, I know, I'm all like, hey, take it easy. And for example, it's so funny because I'm the type, like, he gets, believe it or not, as natural as Emilio sees, and he is a natural at speaking and being out there, but he gets nervous. And even before our shows in the morning, I don't know how you are, Jason, but he's all like taking deep breaths, and that's good. It helps like calm you down or whatever. But he's very like, and I'm just like trying to like take it easy. You do this every week, and you're great at it. And but he gets himself worked up, where I'm more like, all right, we ready to go on? You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready. And
Well,
not that I'm not nervous or I'm so overconfident, but it's just, so the different personalities, like we balance each other out.
yeah, no, for sure. And I have to tell you that prior to our interview today, I'm furiously texting you trying to say, "Hey, give me a couple minutes. I'm dealing with a
Hmm.
computer situation that I do this every week, same
Yeah.
computer, same setup, same everything." And I'm like, "Why is it not working? What's going on?" I'm freaking out. Call my wife. "Don't worry, I'll be right there." She brings the laptop, change out the laptop. I'm good to go. But I love too that you said that you're able to kind of calm him down, like, "Hey, you're good at this, right?
Mhm.
You're good at this. You're good. You're going to be okay." And I feel that love for my wife as well, because before I speak, before I do an interview, I get a little jittery, because you want it to be good. You want people to enjoy
Right,
it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're live, right, in front of whoever watches it, and
right.
when they go back and watch this video on YouTube later, um, what are they going to say? What are the comments going to be like? So I'm always thinking about that stuff too. Emilio, what's your perspective from your side, as far as working together as a couple?
Yeah. No, man. Also, I mean, and that Daniela was spot on, right? About how it is. And I have a friend, a Canadian buddy of mine, when I lived in California, he said, no pets, no plants, no partners. So basically, he says, like, Emilio, this is the advice. So it's challenging. So just know that if you're an entrepreneur and you're getting in business with a family member, it's going to be, I've never heard anyone say they make it work, that it's flawless. There's an adjustment, and there is that line, like Daniela said, like, I don't know when I'm supposed to be hubby or when I'm like entrepreneur, like I need this done. I'm used to barking when I need something for my contractors. I'm used to this is what I need and this is what I want. And that's what Danielle mentioned, that I'm like I'm not coming at her or anything, but it's a challenge. But once the moment passes, and if we've survived that moment, then we can say, look, I'm sorry that I wasn't coming at you. I was just a little anxious because I wanted this to look well for both of us.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. What do you do to separate the business at times? Because I feel like sometimes our conversations surround, uh, the businesses. We're talking about what's going on at the school, what's going on at the restaurant, what's going on over here, and what do you guys do that kind of gets you out of that, so you just get to enjoy time together, separated from the businesses?
Hmm.
I'll share this quickly, then Daniela can follow up. Spiritual journaling. We call it spiritual journaling, and that's an opportunity, Daniela.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been doing that since actually beginning our relationship, even before a lot of this, our business started and all. Is we have journals, and we will sit and in the morning normally, and put a timer on, like 4 minutes, and you put the date, and you put I'm grateful for, and then during those 4 minutes, it doesn't matter what it is, just whatever comes to you. I'm grateful for, my coffee this morning. I'm grateful for waking up today, whatever that is. And then when the time is up, we exchange the journals, and he reads mine, I read his, and then we kind of just, relax, have a moment, and that's what we've been doing, pretty much since we connected. So that helps. But like as far as like what you said, you find yourself speaking, you guys, you and your wife, talking about the business because it's just what you're in,
Hmm.
and you live in the same space. So I honestly I find that challenging because I look at it like you have to know when to turn it off.
Hmm.
You have to. You can't 24/7 just keep talking about business, or anything. Doesn't matter, business or any something else. You have to know when to turn it off. Okay, it's 9 o'clock at night now. Okay, let's stop. Let's just, whether we just sit and read, or we watch a program, or whatever it is, or a time when you get out together, and even when you're out, don't talk about the business. You know what I mean? Like if you're out enjoying a movie, or you're enjoying a walk, or whatever, yeah, you just have to know when to turn it off because you
Hmm.
can't have anything, just 24/7.
Yeah, and this next question would be to both of you. What do you enjoy doing separately? Because as a couple, it's important to do those things and spend time together, and bonding that way. But you know it's great to have that time to do what you do on your own. For me, I actually really love to read. I didn't always love to read. I didn't really even love to read, I think, until I started doing 75 hard, because as I've said before, I was reading the wrong books. I was picking up books that I thought I should read instead of picking up books I wanted to read, and started reading about the
Mhm.
things that I loved. I love to work out. I mean, I love to spend just hours in the gym. It's like, you put the headphones on, you get in there and you go. I don't like working out with anybody. I just like being in my zone and doing my thing.
Hmm.
I know my wife has her things. She's an avid shopper. She's a very good shopper. So she loves to do those things, and she has some time where she's going to be spending time by herself. And I think that we're able to have those times alone to enjoy ourselves, and then bring it together. What do you guys do on your own?
Yeah. So I love to do a little bit of what you and your wife do, a little bit shopping and working out. So I enjoy thrift shops, right? So I go to thrift shops and I always come back with something. She's like, "What you buy now?" Or I'm calling her up. I say, "Hey, babe, do we have this?" And she was like, "I said, babe, I said, you're doing a lot of food pics. I got you a beautiful plate. It's gonna look really great." So I love going to thrift shops.
Okay, cool. Daniela?
Yep. Yeah, I love to shop too. What woman doesn't, right? I love to shop, but I like spending time with family. Like I go, to visit my parents, especially my dad, who isn't, in the best of health anymore. So, I like that separation time, and just spend time with them. I have two grandsons. We have two grandsons now. But also I like to work out. I like working out on my own. Like me and him, we will do the walks together or whatever. But honestly, when we go to gym, we separate. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
He does his thing and I go do my thing, and I'm just in a zone. Like I need to just I've always been like that when I work out. I just have to I like working out by myself. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's boring. I need a partner." No, I don't. I like
Hmm.
just doing it on my own because I'm more focused. Yeah.
Right. Oh, 100%. 100%. You're answering a million questions when you're working out. I mean, I had a really good workout partner for a long, long time. And the thing is we would work out together, but we wouldn't talk. Like almost the whole time we wouldn't talk. We would just like get to it, have our pre-workout talk. After we'd go out to lunch, but like during the workout, it was just we were all business. So, yeah, it's everybody has their own thing when it comes to that. I want to talk a little bit too about your speaking, because I know you guys have some events coming up that you guys are promoting and you guys are attending. So talk about some of the events that you guys are involved in and some of the things coming up.
Yeah, awesome, man. We're just blessed about with the community that we build. And you mentioned Mark Cox. He is going to be speaking via online, and it's just we figured, you know what, our authors need more opportunities because okay, so you wrote your book today, right? Now what? A lot of people, not all authors, young authors as well, they think that once they've written their book, they don't understand that most people who have a book, they only sell 150 to 100 to about 200 for the whole lifetime of the book. So actually writing the book is the easy part. So learning to use your mouth, which by the way is your best marketing tool that you're ever going to have, because look what you're doing. You're promoting us. You're promoting yourself. I love the flames things, man. That grabbed me since day one.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what an opportunity to share, educate with your audience, and also use that mouthpiece. So, we wanted to give that opportunity to our authors, and so we've created another arm of the co-author network, right? So, our mission, it's everywhere. We share your story with the world.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we do that? We do it through via books, and now we started with the Arm, our speaking company, where we're bringing people in. We're creating healthy competitions, not like a kumita, it's not like one of those to the death type speaking things. And we're also creating a speaking bureau, which means once you compete and once you're part of our thing, we're going to go ahead and get you paid gigs.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty cool. So what's coming up? What's in the near future?
Danielle.
Yes, we have May 14th here in Camden, New Jersey. It's a public speaking and media training event. And our friend Jose Escobar is going to be there live. I'm sure you know Raul Marin. He's in the Connected Leaders Academy. Carmen Gonzalez. A whole bunch of people from our network are going to be showing up for public speaking training, social media training. A lot of us are challenged. I know I am with social media and how to put things out there, and so we're going to have some experts speaking on that. And we have the speaker competition. So that's exciting. We'll be giving trophies for, speaking competition. Jesse Cruz, he is coming from upstate New York to be one of the judges, him and his beautiful wife, Desiree. So, yeah, it's very exciting. And it's a small, intimate event. But, I did a live this morning and we were speaking. We had Raul and Carmen on, and we were talking about the importance of, like, doesn't matter how big the event is, Tony Robbins' event, that's huge, right? That's like thousands of people. But when you have these small events, you give more attention to the attendees, and you can focus in on more like their questions or concerns, and it's just a more intimate setting, and the networking is amazing, just
Mhm.
just for that. So that's May 14th. We're about 90% capacity right now, but we still have a few tickets available. So if anyone virtually, like Amelia said, you can attend virtually if you're not able to attend live.
Mhm. Yeah, what an awesome opportunity. Isn't it so cool that everybody talks about the negatives about COVID, and this whole podcast for me started based on the fact that I couldn't do what I normally do while COVID was going on. So where do we go? We go online, we go virtual, and we're using Zoom, or we're using, as this platform, StreamYard. How cool is that, that we have the opportunity to connect with people literally all over the world by doing something like this. And you brought up, networking, and how important that is, and how just amazing it is. Jose Escobar has created just, I mean, I think he's now 110 uh, countries that are involved, or states,
Yeah.
areas. I mean, he's just all over. And I remember talking with him at the very beginning when it first started out. It's like, this sounds really neat. And to watch what it's done, being able to connect with people like yourselves, you guys, I'm sure, have connected with several people from within that group, and it's just continuing to
Yeah.
grow out, grow outward. And real quick, good morning, Daniel, good friend of mine watching here today. Thanks for watching, bud.
Good morning.
Um, yeah. So talk to me about any other networking groups, any other programs that you guys are a part of. Maybe give them a little
Yeah.
plug or a little shout out, because we've talked a lot about Jose and what he's
Yeah.
got going on. I'm sure there's a lot more out there.
Sure. Well, this is what I want to share with you. And you and I, Danielle, did not talk about this offline, but if there is anyone interested in your audience that's watching this before the May 14th event, we have the two price points. I will give them a bonus just because they heard of this through you. So if anyone that is interested, we will give you two bonuses, and we're also it's $125. We just say it 125 for non-members, and it's $97 for members. But because if they hear it and they reference your name, I will give them the $97, which is only for our members because we can do that.
Well, thank you. Thanks for offering that and putting that out there. And of course,
Yeah,
we're streaming here live, but we'll put this out there on our social media channels, and it'll be on YouTube. So we'll share it around a little bit more so
thank
people
you.
hear more about it. So, hey, anything else that you guys want to talk about? Anything that maybe I missed? I feel like between the last time I met with you guys and today, we've covered just a lot of really really great stuff. But anything you want to close the show with?
Danielle, tell them about the January 6th, 7th, and 8th event. I mean, that's the big kahuna right there.
Yes. So, backtracking a little bit, this past January we had our first annual business book camp. It's a little play on words instead of boot camp. It was a book camp, and our friend again, Jose Escobar, he came and he brought his crew from Maryland, and we had upwards of almost 100 people there. We had people virtually, and what we did. It was we had speakers, we had a book launch. We actually launched my first book, Behind Closed Doors, and as I survived domestic violence and you can too. We launched that live. We showed people how to go bestseller. We had everyone, participating and ordering the book. It's a whole process, and we went live, bestseller that day. But the important thing in this second annual business book camp, 2023, is already in motion. Jose Escobar is going to be launching his book there along with at least 15 other authors. We've never done this before. We've launched, a book, one book, but now we're going to be, launching at least 15 or more authors that day and going bestseller. We're having speakers, we're having entertainment, we're having a gentleman from Canada who's been on a national TV show, the America's Got Talent Extreme. Danny Z, his name is. We put it out there already. He is a household name internationally. So he's an escape artist and a mentalist. So we met him up in Canada. He's going to be there performing. Just so many exciting things. So anyone interested in that, reach out to Emilio or myself or Jason if you're coming through Jason, and or reach out to CoAuthor Network info@gmail.com to learn more about that amazing event.
Mark Cox is going to be there. Mark
Yes,
Cox is going to be breaking bricks right
yes,
there.
literally breaking bricks.
He better light it on fire. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
Better light it on fire. I'm calling it now. Um, yeah, we have a question here. Andy and Joy. I'm sure this is Joy Vincioni. Who was their inspiration? Who was your inspiration?
hmm.
For me, writing the book, my first book was called 101 Ways to Thank a Veteran. And it was little acts of kindness, Andy. Thank you for asking the question that people did for me. And I was like, people need to get educated about how we can thank our veterans. So I was inspired by those acts of kindness. And then the book here, which is right behind me, 101 Ways, it's in libraries. Schools have taken it and used them as a curriculum. Kids use it to go ahead and go to cemeteries. I put in there, go to cemeteries, have a field day, just clean the tombs. You know what I mean? The burial grounds.
Mhm.
Put on, for example, you know how people talk about thrift shops, and folks go ahead and they do these yard sales. Why not put a sign on the yard sale and say 50% of the proceeds go to a veteran family? And so I got inspired. Really to help my beloved veterans. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Great ideas.
Wow.
Daniela, any particular inspiration for you in your books, what you're doing now?
Yeah, honestly, up until I met Emilio, this is not something I ever thought I would do. And my story, like I said, has to do with domestic violence. I have to say, Emilio inspired me to do this because when we connected, he had shared something personal about himself, and that had me finally release a secret that I was holding for 30 plus years. So by doing that, that opened up this whole world of me sharing, my story in a co-authorship and then in this book. But, now I have to say, he inspired me to get it going, but now I'm inspired by all the women that are inspired by me by doing this. So that just inspires me more to keep sharing because I know I'm helping, these women that didn't have a voice.
Isn't that an amazing gift too? That when you share your story and it affects others, it inspires you, that inspiration comes back to you through them,
Right.
and that cycle just works through everybody. I think that's always, really cool to hear in any instance where there's inspiration or motivation. So thank you guys for sharing that, and thank you, Andy and Joy, for watching us today. You guys are such awesome guests and so easy to talk to. When we had our interview just last week, it was like the conversation was just flowing, even though it was 4 o'clock in the morning for
Yeah.
me. It was still going, and
Yes.
I love the energy that you guys are putting out there and the great things
Thank
that you're
you.
doing. Any chance that we're going to see anything on the West Coast? Mr. Cox and I were talking about that. Anything coming to the West Coast?
I love the West Coast. So if you guys came up with something, we are going into Canada. We are creating a tour. COVID is kind of things kind of open it up. But if you put something together and we can collaborate on this, we are more than willing to come out there. Absolutely.
Well, I'm sure if Mark's got his book coming out and in the works, probably a really good and easy thing to work around. So we'll have to all kind of brainstorm and talk about that a little bit. So
Thank you for asking. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, guys, hey, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for being flexible, waiting for me to get online today, and with the time, because I know we've got a 3-hour time difference. So this is kind of the middle of your day. So to take time with me just to chat, I really appreciate it, and I hope that people watching just got a lot out of hearing from you guys, hearing some of your story and what you do. And I look forward to having many more conversations with you guys and following you on your 75 hard journey and with all that you do for the authors that are coming out soon. So thank you guys
Hey,
for joining me on the show today.
Thank you,
thank
Jason.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
All
Appreciate
right.
you, man.
All right, guys. Well, listen, I'll be back at noon today with another guest, David Wheaton, and every Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So tune in here, Master Motivation, each and every Monday. Go out and make it a great week, guys. Have a good one. Emilio, Daniela, thank you so much again. Talk to you soon.
Thank
I
you.
salute you. Bye bye.